I wanted to share some thinking around how brands drive growth through purpose. And I want to start by telling a story with my daughter the other night. We were actually in the supermarket, and we were walking through the aisle, and you have one of those candid conversations with a teenager, and she said, "I don't quite understand what you do at WeFirst." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, we help brands do good. And she said, "Well, duh, I don't know what's so special about that." And as much as that was a blow to her father, she's pretty right. I mean, these younger demographics, millennials and Gen Z, are looking at us and going, how could it be anything but that? How could you be in business and not have a positive impact? And I think when we look at how you drive growth through purpose, you really need to consider that the people that you're selling to, the people that you want to recruit as talent for your company, look at the world having grown up with acute awareness of all the challenges we face, from climate change to loss of biodiversity to ocean acidification and all these other issues. And they've grown up with intuitive technology. They're totally fluent in social media and the web and hyper-connected at all times. And they've also grown up with an innate desire to want to have a better future for themselves. And so when we talk about driving growth through purpose, there are a couple of obvious things that I just want to share with you. And I want to be as cheeky with you as she was with me, with the same amount of love. If you want to grow as a company, whether you're a startup, a high growth company, or a massive global organization, how on earth do you think you're going to attract the talent you need and win these incredibly aggressive talent wars if there's no alignment between what you stand for as a company and what that potential candidate cares about? Because that's their mindset. All the data shows it. In fact, Gallup tells us that in the US, only 27% of US employees are fully engaged. Most of them are arguably unproductive. If you had anything else going on in your business that was only really working well 3/10 of the time, you'd do something about it. And so to unlock that full productivity of the people you have, or to attract the talent you need, you have to have something that's going to motivate them to want to be a part of your company and to show up and bring their full and best selves to work. And that's where purpose comes in. Why you exist as a company, the difference you want to make in the world. And so those of you sitting on the sidelines who think it's a trend or a fad, this is no different than talking about HR, winning the talent wars, getting more out of your employees. And we just happen to be at this peculiar moment in time in which the people you want are aware of what's going on, they're connected through social technologies, and they want to see a brand making a difference in the world. So to ignore it is to ignore your basic talent needs. And we all know that it's so much more expensive to win over a new customer or to attract new talent than it is to keep the one you already have. And I want to be cheeky again. If you're marketing a product or a service, B2B or B2C, business to business or business to consumer, and you know that the largest groups out there that will very soon have the largest disposable income with which to buy your product prefer to buy from brands that are having a positive impact, and in many cases will pay a premium for doing so. Ignoring purpose is literally to ignore probably the most powerful market driver out there today. And so to sit on the sidelines is not just to risk or court irrelevance, it's to quite literally entertain the idea of putting yourself out of business. And it's not to sound punitive about it, but we need to be sober in the way we look at the marketplace. We need to shake off legacy thinking and behavior. We need to stop using the excuse that, well, this is the way that we've always done things, or we don't have the resources right now to change, or it's not important to us in leadership and we're not really sure how important it is to our employees. Because when you do that, in our experience working at WeFirst on a wide variety of clients, from startups to very large corporations, is that the only time you truly realize what it's cost you is when it's too late. When you actually have to do a fundamental reset for your company to stop the attrition of talent, to restore the culture inside your company, to reclaim brand relevance with consumers that are more easily distracted than ever. And so, without even looking at the positive upside to being a purposeful brand that leads a movement that drives measurable impact, that then shares those stories to deepen brand loyalty and engagement amongst consumers, just looking at the negative and saying, if you want to drive growth through purpose, just unlock the innate potential productivity inside your organization that is currently being ignored by talking about why you exist and bringing that to life and giving them a co-creative role in doing that. And just tap into their innate desire amongst younger demographics and even boomers and Gen Xers to promote brands that are doing good. And get that extra advocacy so that everyone inside your organization is an extension of your marketing department. Without actually even doubling down and going above and beyond, just unlock what resides, what rests within your current brand community that is currently not being tapped into. And so, leverage purpose to drive growth by tapping into the full human beings, whether they're your employees or your consumers. And they will become your greatest champions. They will drive your growth. They will amplify you and give you earned media exposure like you could never achieve on your own. And so my daughter is arguably underwhelmed by what I do, and it's a really powerful window into the mindset of who you're talking to now. If you want to win the talent that's going to drive your business growth, if you want to inspire the people that are going to buy your products to talk about you to others, do something that my daughter considers absolutely unremarkable, which is to be a brand that does good. And when you do that, you can quickly become a movement that will drive growth and impact in equal measure.